Yeah. We discussed the sentence, I have my breakfast, right? And as I told you, sometimes the error in a sentence will be very minute. Clear? Very slight error. The problem is we'll think too much and then go for errors. Clear? If I say a statement like, they have been married. They have been married dash 25 years. They have been married dash 25 years. I'll give you options. Since, for. Since, for. They have been married dash 25 years. Since or for. Fine, one more sentence. Leave it there. Sachin has been batting. Sachin has been batting dash 3 hours. Sachin has been batting dash 3 hours. Since or for. It should be Sachin has been batting for 3 hours. They have been married dash 25 years. They have been married for 25 years. Simple reason is, if I say 25 years, 3 hours, 7 months, 2 weeks, 6 seconds, 5 minutes, all these are termed as periods of time. When we refer to a period of time, the preposition that is used is for. Since is for a point of time. When since, if I say since 3 o'clock, since 2000, since is for an action that had started in the past and which is still continuing. So for any action that had started in the past and which is still continuing, we use since, right? For example, if I say, I have been working here since 2000. I have been working here since 2000. 2000 is a point of time. So if I say, I have been working here since 2000, that means I started working here in 2000 and still I am working here. Clear? So for any action that has started in the past and which is still continuing, we use since, right? Now tell me, if I say, they have been married since 25 years, what does it mean? Right? What is action here? Marrying is action here. I repeat, I said, since is for an action that has started in the past and which is still continuing. Marrying is action here. So if I say, they have been married since 25 years, that means they got married before 25 years, and after that, every year they're getting married. Right? Does not make any sense. Right? Fine. What if I say, he was born since 2000. He was born since 2000. Correct? 2000 is a point of time. Still, it is not correct. He was born since 2000. Getting born is action here. So if I say he was born since 2000, that means he got born in 2000. After that, every year is getting born. That will anyways never happen. Clear? Fine. Doesn't make any sense. He was born dash 2000. In or on? He was born in 2000. Dash January. In or on? In January. Dash January 5. On January 5. Dash Monday. On Monday. The only thing is, with years and months, we use in. With days and dates, we use on. January 5 is not a month. January 5 is a date. So in 2000, in January, on January 5, on Monday. Clear? Right. When do we use between and when do we use among? When is between used and when is among used? First say, I have parked my bike dash 2 buses. I have parked my bike dash 2 buses. Between or among? Between 2 buses. Dash 3 buses. Among 3 buses. The only thing is, when we refer to some 2, that is between. If it is more than 2, it is among. That's the only case. Right? I have distributed the sweets dash 2 students. Between 2 students. Dash 10 students. Among 10 students. So between is for 2. Whereas among is for more than 2. Clear? Fine. When do we use from and when do we use to? When is from used and when is to used? First, I am traveling from Mumbai to Delhi. I am traveling from Mumbai to Delhi. Starting place is Delhi. Mumbai. From Mumbai. Ending place is Delhi. So for the starting point, we use from, and for the destination, or the ending point, we use to. If I say the meeting is from 2 to 5. Starting time is 2, ending time is 5. Clear? Right. I sit dash a chair. I sit dash a chair. In a chair, on a chair, at a chair. I sit dash a chair. In, on, at. Now, in a chair and on a chair both are correct. But the meanings are different. In a chair, on a chair both are correct. It depends on the chair. Clear? If the chair having arms, it is in a chair. And if it is a chair that doesn't have arms, it is on a chair. So both are fine. It depends on the chair. Clear? If I say, I sit dash a table. I sit dash a table. In a table, on a table, at a table. Anyways, we cannot sit in a table. Right? On a table or at a table. Both are fine. You know what is sitting on the table. Right? Sitting at the table means what? Near the table. Drawing a chair close to the table and sitting on the chair is termed as sitting at a table, right? So meanings are different, but both sentences are grammatically fine, right? And the thing is, as I said, a single word changes the entire meaning of a sentence. In the case of reasoning questions, I'll give you a list of words and focus only on those words while going for those questions. Clear? Right. Now, Gandhiji is a good example dash us. For us or to us. Gandhiji is a good example dash us. Sorry. Gandhiji is a good example dash us. For us or to us. For us is a common mistake. As Gandhiji is a good example to us. She is a sister dash me. For me or to me. She is a sister to me. Same logic. Gandhi is a good example to us. For us is a common mistake. Clear? Right. Now, in the case of reasoning questions and sentence correction questions, we can eliminate some options using the concept of redundancy. Redundancy. This concept will surely help us eliminate options. Redundancy. Now, what do you mean by redundancy? Repetition. Using 2 or 3 words having the same meaning in a sentence. That is termed as redundancy. Right? Now, we use this sentence often. Don't repeat it again. Don't repeat it again. 2 questions. Is this sentence grammatically correct? And does it make sense? Don't repeat it again. How many feel that this sentence makes sense? Don't repeat it again. If I say, you are intelligent and intelligent. You are intelligent and intelligent. Correct? Make sense? Is there anything like intelligence squared? No. It doesn't make any sense. Same is the case here. Repeat and again are words having the same meaning. Repeat is same as again. So do we require the word again out here? Again is not required here. Don't repeat it is fine. Now this sentence is grammatically correct and it makes sense. Clear? That is termed as redundancy. Repetition. Using 2 or 3 words having the same meaning in a sentence. Clear? She is a lady faculty. She is a lady faculty. Make sense? Make sense? It doesn't make any sense. She is more than enough. We don't require the word lady out there. But still we'll say she is a lady doctor. She is a lady conductor. She is a lady faculty. It does not make any sense at all. Right? She is a conductor. She is a doctor. She is a faculty. Is more than enough. We don't want a sentence to contain an error based on redundancy. Clear? Right. I have 2 daughters. Both of them are girls. Correct? Make sense? Can my daughters be boys? No. I have 2 daughters is more than enough, right? My daughters will never be boys. Clear? So I have 2 daughters is more than enough. He is a male nurse. He is a male nurse. Make sense? Can he be a female nurse? No, right? He is more than enough. He is a nurse, she is a nurse is more than enough. Clear? Now once, when I was going for a session, one of my colleagues was there with me. I started laughing, in fact we started laughing on reading what was written on a board. What was written on the board made us laugh. And what was written was this: girls hostel. Below that, only for girls it seems. Any sense? No. Will any boy go for admission there? Girls hostel? No. Right? Girls hostel is more than enough. Is there any need for them to write only for girls? No. That is termed as redundancy. Clear? So this concept will surely help us eliminate options. Right? Now, in the case of verbal logic, the answer to each and every verbal logic question will be there in the question itself. The only thing is applying the concepts. We have to find out the best answer. That is the only thing. Clear? So in the case of reasoning, we'll go by the concepts. I'll discuss the concepts in detail. In the case of grammar, I'll discuss the rules in detail. Got it? Fine. So these are what we have to deal with in the verbal part of GATE. Got it? Fine. And all these, grammar, vocabulary and verbal logic, come under a section called aptitude. Right? I told you, one more thing is getting tested, that is attitude. There may be questions that test our attitude as well. Right? What do you mean by the word attitude? Attitude means what? The way you approach a question, how fast you can apply the concepts, how fast you can crack the question, maintaining a positive attitude, right? So there will be questions or there may be questions, we cannot be sure. There may be questions that test our attitude as well. Clear? If I write a simple sentence like, there dash there is dash food to feed everyone. There is dash food to feed everyone. Options are enough, little. Enough, little. There is dash food to feed everyone. Enough, little. I hope you know the difference between little, a little, few, a few. Little, a little, same or different? If I come here, stand and say, I have little knowledge. What does it mean? I have little knowledge means I have no knowledge. Right? Whereas, I have a little knowledge means I have some knowledge. So if I say I have little knowledge, that means I have no knowledge. If I say I have a little knowledge, that means I have some knowledge. Similarly, if I say I have few friends, that means I have no friends. A few friends means some friends. Right? So little and few are negative, meaning nothing or negligible. Whereas, a little and a few are positive, meaning some. Little and few are negative, meaning nothing or negligible. Whereas a little and a few are positive, meaning some. Clear? If I say, you're asking me money. You're asking me money. I say, I have little money with me. I have little money with me. Should you ask me again? You should not ask me again. If I say I have little money with me, that means I have no money with me. If I say I have a little money with me, then you can ask me again. Right? So little is negative, whereas a little is positive. Clear? Now tell me, should I say I have little friends or a little friends? Little friends or a little friends? In fact, you should not say both. Both are wrong. The only thing is, little and a little are used with uncountable nouns. Little and a little are used with uncountable nouns, Whereas few and a few are used with countable nouns. Clear? Little and a little are used with uncountable nouns, whereas few and a few are used with countable nouns. Friends, countable, uncountable. Countable. One friend, two friends, three friends, four friends. Friends are countable. So it should be, I have few friends or I have a few friends. Both are grammatically correct, but the meanings are different, the charges are different. Few friends means no friends, negatively charged. A few friends means some friends, positively charged. Clear? Similarly, knowledge, countable, uncountable. Uncountable. Knowledge is uncountable. So it should be, I have little knowledge or I have a little knowledge. Both are grammatically fine, but the meanings are different, charges are different. Clear? Right. Milk. Milk is countable, uncountable. Uncountable. Packet of milk. Packet of milk is countable, whereas milk is uncountable. Clear? Sugar, countable, uncountable. Or should I go and say I want 3 sugars? No. Sugar is uncountable, whereas sugar cubes are countable. Rivers, countable, uncountable. Rivers are countable. There are 2 rivers here, 3 rivers here, 4 rivers here, whereas water is uncountable. Clear? Water is uncountable. Bottle of water is countable. Clear? Right. Now come to the sentence. There is dash food to feed everyone. Food, countable, uncountable. Uncountable. Whereas food items are countable. Clear? So I say, okay, now make a guess. Should it be enough or little? There is dash food to feed everyone. Now I say both are fine. Both are correct answers. Right? If I insert enough into the blank, if I say there is enough food to feed everyone, that means there is sufficient food to feed everyone. Grammatically correct, makes sense. If I say there is little food to feed everyone, that means there is no food to feed everyone. Grammatically correct, makes sense. Clear? So both are correct options. But we cannot go for 2 options. Which is the best option out here? Enough or little? Enough is the best option, and enough scores over little because enough gives a positive meaning to the sentence. Clear? Whereas little gives only a negative meaning. So if you come across 2 correct answers, one giving a positive meaning and one giving a negative meaning, only go for the option, always go for the option that gives a positive meaning to the sentence. If you go for little out here, then there's no mark for it. Clear? So when you come across 2 correct options, one giving a positive meaning and one giving a negative meaning, always go for the option that gives a positive meaning to the sentence. Clear? And these kinds of questions, as I said, are intended to test your attitude. Got it? Fine. Right? So this is what we have to go for in the verbal part of GATE. Clear? Right. Now, we'll go for some topics in detail. Right? Today, I'll start with the sentence correction part. Then we'll move on to the reasoning part. Clear? I'll start with the sentence correction part. Now, as I said, in the case of sentence correction, we have to discuss 3 topics in detail. Right? One is subject-verb agreement. Second one is parallelism. And the third one is parts of speech. Clear? These are 3 topics that deserve more importance in the case of sentence correction. Right? I'll start with the topic subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement. Now, in fact, this is a topic based on which most of the sentence correction questions appear. Subject-verb agreement. Clear? Right. Now, what do you mean by sentence? What is the definition of a sentence? Can a group of words be called a sentence? No. A group of words that makes a complete sense or a complete meaning is termed as a sentence. Clear? Right. Now, in a sentence, what do you mean by a subject and what do you mean by an object? What do you mean by a subject and what do you mean by an object? I can tell you one thing. Subject and object will only be nouns or pronouns. Clear? Object does not mean table, chair, fan, AC and all. Subject and object can be living things or non-living things, but only nouns or pronouns. Clear? They can be living things or non-living things, but only nouns or pronouns. Clear? Now, what do you mean by noun? What's the definition of a noun? Don't say name of a person, place, thing, quality and all. It's what small children say, right? A noun is a naming word. Name of anything can be termed as a noun. In general, a noun is a naming word. What do you mean by pronoun? What is a pronoun? Any word that is used instead of a noun or in the place of a noun is termed as a pronoun. Clear? That means any word that substitutes a noun is termed as a pronoun. Like he, she, it, they, I, you, we, they, them, etc. So any word that is used instead of a noun is termed as a pronoun. Clear? As I said, subject and object will only be nouns or pronouns. Clear? If I write a statement like, boy kicks the ball. The boy kicks the ball. How many nouns are there in this sentence? Two nouns. One is the boy, the other one is the ball. Which noun is termed as the subject here and which one is the object here? The boy is the subject or the ball is the subject? The boy is termed as the subject and the ball is termed as the object. Right? Now, the ball is called the object not because it's a non-living thing. As I said, subject and object can be living things or non-living things, but only nouns or pronouns. Clear? So ball is called the object not because it's a non-living thing. Right? Fine. So the boy is the subject, the ball is the object. Now tell me, why is the boy called the subject, or what do you mean by a subject in a sentence? What is the action here? It means what is a verb here? Kicks is a verb here. Kicks is a verb here. What do you mean by verb? A verb is a word that denotes action. Any action can be termed as a verb. But question is there any sentence in English without a verb? Is there any sentence in English without a verb? If I write a statement like, he is an honest person. He is an honest person. Is there any action in this sentence? He is an honest person. No action, right? So, does it mean that there's no verb here? There are no sentences in English without a verb. We cannot imagine even a single sentence in English without a verb. Clear? Now, there is no action in this sentence, but there is a verb. Is a verb here. And is termed as an auxiliary verb. Is termed as an auxiliary verb. Now, we all know one definition of a verb. A verb is a word that denotes action. But a verb has got one more definition. A verb is also a word that denotes a state of being. That means in which state we are. Right? If I say he is an honest person, he is in an honest state. She is a beautiful girl, she is in a beautiful state. I am a good boy, I am in a good state. He is an intelligent person, he is in an intelligent state. Clear? So verb has got two definitions. One is that it denotes action, and the other one is that it denotes a state of being. Clear? That means, as I said, there are no sentences in English without a verb. In English, we have main verbs as well as auxiliary verbs. We have main verbs as well as auxiliary verbs. Main verbs denote action. That is the first definition of a verb. A verb is a word that denotes action. Main verbs denote action. So any action can be termed as a main verb. Sitting, dancing, playing, fighting, running, jumping, teaching, learning, all actions can be termed as main verbs. Clear? So main verbs denote action. That's the first definition. And auxiliary verbs denote a state of being. Auxiliary verbs denote a state of being. That is the second definition of a verb. As I said, any action can be called a main verb, and auxiliary verbs denote a state of being. Clear? Now, auxiliary verbs can be divided into three. One is linking. Linking verbs. Second one is helping verbs. And the third one is modals. It's not models, it's modals. Linking, helping, and modals. As I told you earlier, whenever you learn a rule or a strategy, associate every rule or every strategy with an example. As I said, we may forget rules, we may not forget examples. So with the help of examples, we can easily recollect the rules. Clear? Now, auxiliary verbs can be divided into linking, helping, and modals. Clear? Come to modals. Modals are auxiliary verbs that tell us about a responsibility or a duty or an obligation. All mean the same. Any auxiliary verb telling us about a responsibility or a duty or an obligation is termed as a modal. Clear? For example, if I say, you must come. Must is a modal because it tells us about a responsibility or a duty. Right? You should come. Should is a modal. You have to come. Have to is a modal. You need to come. You ought to come. He has to come. All these are termed as modals. Because all these words tell us about a responsibility or a duty or an obligation. Clear? As I said, any word telling us about a responsibility or a duty or an obligation is termed as a modal. And all these words tell us about the same. Clear? That's about modals. Now come to linking and helping. I wrote a sentence, he is an honest person. I read one more sentence, he is dancing. He is dancing. I told you what a main verb is. Any action can be termed as a main verb. So dancing is a main verb. Clear? Come to the first sentence. He is an honest person. I say that in the first sentence, yes is termed as a linking verb. In the first sentence, is termed as a linking verb. Come to the second sentence. He is dancing. I say that in this sentence, is called a helping verb. In the first sentence, is linking. And the second sentence, is helping. Now you consider these two sentences and then try to understand how can we differentiate between a linking verb and a helping verb. How can a linking verb and a helping verb be differentiated based only on these two sentences? He is an honest person, is this linking. He is dancing, is this helping. Clear? Right. Come to the first sentence. He is an honest person. Is there any main verb in this sentence? I mean, any action? No action. That means there's no main verb. If there is no main verb in a sentence, there will surely be an auxiliary verb. Because there are no sentences in English without a verb. Clear? So if there is no main verb in a sentence, then the auxiliary verb in that sentence is termed as linking. Right? If there is no main verb in a sentence, then the auxiliary verb in that sentence is termed as linking. Come to the second one. He is dancing. Any main verb? Yes. Dancing is a main verb because it denotes action. Right? If there is a main verb in a sentence, then the auxiliary verb in that sentence is termed as helping. Got it? That is how we can differentiate between a linking verb and a helping verb. If there is no main verb in a sentence, then the auxiliary verb is termed as linking. And if there is a main verb in a sentence, the auxiliary verb is termed as helping. And there are no sentences in English without a verb. Clear? Fine. This is about verbs, right? Now, I gave a sentence like this. The boy kicks the ball. The boy is the subject. The ball is the object. Fine. The verb here is kicks. Main verb or auxiliary verb? Main verb, because it denotes action. As I told you, any action can be termed as a main verb. Clear? Now my question is, why is the boy called the subject? Or what do you mean by a subject in a sentence? Why is the boy called the subject? Or what do you mean by a subject in a sentence? The action in this sentence is kicks. Who kicks? The boy kicks. So in a sentence, the doer of an action is termed as the subject. The person or thing that does the action is termed as the subject. That means the doer of an action, or the noun or pronoun that is given primary importance in a sentence is termed as the subject. The doer of an action or the noun or pronoun given primary importance is termed as the subject. Clear? If the doer of the action is called the subject, what do you mean by an object? Or why is the ball called the object here? Object refers to on which the action is being done. That means if the doer is called the subject, the receiver of the action or the sufferer of the action is termed as the object. What receives the action here? The ball receives the action. So the doer is called the subject, whereas the receiver or the sufferer of an action is termed as the object. Clear? That means the noun or pronoun given secondary importance in a sentence is termed as the object. Clear? The noun or pronoun given primary importance or the doer is called the subject. The noun or pronoun given secondary importance or the receiver is termed as the object. Got it? So that's about a subject, verb and object. Right? Now, in each and every sentence, there must be a subject and a verb. A subject and a verb must be there in every sentence. Right? An object is not necessary. An object may be there, may not be there. But a subject and a verb must be there in every sentence. Clear? Right. Same sentence. The boy kicks the ball. The boy kicks the ball. Now my question is, should it be the boy kicks the ball or the boy kick the ball? The boy kicks the ball or the boy kick a ball? Now, in the case of English, a sentence that sounds correct may be incorrect. And a sentence that sounds incorrect may be correct. Clear? My question is, should it be the boy kick the ball or the boy kicks the ball? Now, the basic rule of subject verb agreement is, the basic rule of subject verb agreement is, if the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. And if the subject is plural, the verb also must be plural. This is a basic rule of subject verb agreement. Subject singular, verb singular, subject plural, verb plural. Clear? Now we know when a subject becomes singular and plural. Boy singular, boys is plural, girl singular, girls plural, child singular, children plural, teacher singular, teachers plural, etc. When does a verb become singular? When does a verb become singular? If I write play, plays, go, goes, cry, cries. All these are verbs. Is the left hand side singular or right hand side singular? Left hand side or right hand side is singular? The right hand side is singular and the left hand side is plural. So when does a verb become singular is whenever there is s, es or ies to a verb, that means the verb is singular. If no s, no es, no ies, that means the verb is plural. Clear? So when there is s, es or ies to a verb, the verb is singular. If no s, no es, no ies, that means the verb is plural. Clear? Now, place is singular because of the s. Goes is singular because of the es. And cries is singular because of the ies. Whereas play, go and cry are plural because no s, no es, no is. Clear? So when there is s, es or is to a verb, the verb is singular. If not, plural. Clear? And as I said, the basic rule is subject singular, verb singular, subject plural, verb plural. Right? Now tell me, kick or kicks? What is subject here? The subject here is boy. Singular, plural? Singular. If the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. Kicks is singular because of the s. Clear? What if I write the boys? The boys. The boys is a subject which is plural. If the subject is plural, the verb also must be plural. So it should be the boys kick the ball. The boy kicks the ball. The boys kick the ball. Clear? So this is a basic rule of subject-verb agreement. Got it? Now, each and every rule has got a set of exceptions. We have no choice. We have learned the rules as well as the exceptions by heart. Clear? In the case of English, two words have got exceptions. And the two words having exceptions are I and you. I and you have got exceptions. I, singular, plural. Of course, singular. You, singular, plural. You is both singular as well as plural. Now, if there's only one person out there, I'll say you. If there are many also, I'll just say you. Now, we always say you all, but that is an incorrect expression. Clear? You is enough. You is both singular as well as plural. Clear? I told you, I and you have got exceptions. Clear? If I write, I place, I say you all, but that is an incorrect expression. Clear? You is enough. You is both singular as well as plural. Clear? I told you, I and you have got exceptions. Clear? If I write, I plays cricket. You plays cricket. Correct? I plays cricket. Subject is I. Singular. Verb is plays. Plays is singular or plural? Plays is singular because of the s. So subject singular, verb singular. This is a basic rule. But as I said, I and you have got exceptions. Right? And the exception is this. With I and you, the verb must be plural. This is the exception. With I and you, the verb must be plural. This is the exception. Right? So it should be I play cricket, you play cricket. I is a subject, verb must be plural. Play is plural. You is a subject, verb must be plural. Play is plural. Clear? So exception says with I and you, the verb must be plural. Got it? Fine. First, a statement like, sorry. First, a statement like, I am a student. I am a student. What is the past tense of this sentence? Sentence is, I am a student. What is the past tense of this sentence? I was a student or I were a student. I was a student or I were a student. Was is singular because of the s. And were is plural. Clear? Exception is, with I and you, the verb must be plural. Right? Now tell me, should it be the I was a student or I were a student? Now in this case, it must be I was a student. This is another exception. Clear? Now rules may not be confusing, but exceptions may be confusing. But still we have no choice. We have learned the rules as well as the exceptions by heart. Clear? Now, this is the only case where a singular verb comes with I. I'll tell you why. This is the only case where a singular verb comes with I. In all the other cases, with I, the verb must be plural. Clear? The reason is this. What is the past tense of is? Past tense of is was. Past tense of are. Past tense of are. Were. Past tense of am. Past tense of am. Past tense of both is and am is was. Past tense of both is and am is was. Now as you know, am is used only with I. Am is used only with I, and the past tense of am is was. That is the reason why we use was with I. Clear? Am is used only with I, and the past tense of am is was. That is why we use was with I. And as I told you, this is the only case where a singular verb comes with I. In all the other cases, with I, the verb must be plural. Clear? Anyways, with you, the verb must always be plural. With you, the verb must always be plural. We can never expect a singular verb with you. Clear? With you, the verb must always be plural. And that is the only case where a singular verb comes with I. Got it? Fine. Now, what about this sentence? If I write, if I dash you, comma, I would have obeyed the teacher. If I dash you, I would have obeyed the teacher. Options are was, were. If I dash you, I would have obeyed the teacher. Was, were. Fine, leave it. If he dash you, he would have obeyed the teacher. Was, or were. If she dash you, she would have obeyed the teacher. If we dash you, we would have obeyed the teacher. If they dash you, they would have obeyed the teacher. Come to this one. If he dash you, he would have obeyed the teacher. Was, or were. If he were you, he would have obeyed the teacher. I'll tell you why. If she dash you, she would have obeyed the teacher. If she were you, she would have obeyed the teacher. If we were you, we would have obeyed the teacher. If they were you, they would have obeyed the teacher. Come to the first one. If I dash you, I would have obeyed the teacher. Was, or were. If I were you, I would have obeyed the teacher. Now, this is totally going against the rules, right? I told you, was is used with I, but here it is were. Then I said, subject singular, verb also must be singular. He is singular, but were is plural. She is singular, but were is plural. So this is totally going against the rules, right? Now, as I said at the beginning, we must be able to understand the meaning of every sentence. That is the context. Clear? Understand the meaning of every sentence. Now, if I say, if I dash you, I would have obeyed the teacher, this is a sentence in the subjunctive mood. Subjunctive mood. Subjunctive mood. Subjunctive mood means something that is not a reality. Something that is just an imagination or a wish. That is termed as subjunctive mood. Not a reality, just an imagination or a wish. Clear? If I dash you, can I be you? No. In reality, I cannot be you. But I can imagine myself as you, or I can wish to be you. That is termed as subjunctive mood. Not a reality, just an imagination or a wish. And if a sentence is in the subjunctive mood, no matter whether the subject is singular or plural, it must be only were. That is the rule. If a sentence is in the subjunctive mood, no matter whether the subject is singular or plural, it must be only were. Clear? And I repeat, subjunctive mood means something that is not a reality, just an imagination or a wish. Clear? If I say, if I dash the Prime Minister, I was the Prime Minister, I were the Prime Minister. If I were the Prime Minister, because I am not the Prime Minister, I am myself as the Prime Minister, wishing to be the Prime Minister, that is termed subjunctive mood. So it should be only were. I were the Prime Minister, if I were the Prime Minister, if she were the Prime Minister, same thing. Clear? Or subjunctive. These are the 6 rules. This particular subject agreement. Subjects, verb, singular, subject, plural. This S or I verb with singular, plural. And X are with you. Got it? Discuss rules. This subject, verb, right? I'm dropping it. Write down the rule. The subject is the very under subject element. Before that, the houses fine. I repeat the basics of this topic once again. What we dealt with till now, then we'll discuss in detail, right? As I said, the doer of an action is called the subject. The receiver of an action is termed as the object, right? And verb, we discussed main verbs, auxiliary verbs. Clear? The basic rule is, if the subject is singular, the verb also must be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb also must be plural. Whenever there is s, es or ies to a verb, the verb is singular. If no s, no es, no ies, that means the verb is plural. Clear? Got it. Subject singular, verb singular, subject plural, verb plural. Right? That is a basic rule. And exceptions are with I and you. As I told you, with I and you, the verb must be plural. I is of course singular. You can be singular as well as plural. Right? And with I and you, the verb must be plural. And the only case where a singular verb comes with I is was. I told you the reason as well. The past tense of am is was. Am is used only with I. And the past tense of am is was. That is why we use was with I. In all the other cases, with I, the verb must be plural. And then I told you about subjunctive mode. Something that is not a reality. Something that is just an imagination or a wish. If a sentence is in the subjunctive mode, no matter whether the subject is singular or plural, it must be only were. Clear? If I were the Prime Minister, I am not the Prime Minister in reality. Imagining myself as the Prime Minister, or I wish to be the Prime Minister. If I were the Prime Minister, if he were the Prime Minister, if she were the Prime Minister, if you were the Prime Minister, etc. Clear? So that is the basics of this particular topic. Now the very first rule that comes under subject-verb agreement is eliminating the middleman, right? I'll tell you what it is, but take down the sentence. The building of houses dash good for the city. The building of houses dash good for the city. Options are is, are. As I told you, there's no need for you to create options. Options will be provided. Clear? Apply the rules, find out the exact answer. That's the only thing, right? The building of houses dash good for city. This blank must be filled with a verb. To insert the verb into the blank, first we must know the subject. Without knowing the subject, we can never go for the verb. Because the rule says subject singular, verb singular, subject plural, verb plural. Clear? Fine. And as I said, subject and object will only be nouns or pronouns. Clear? Right. Now the verb must come here. Before the verb, how many nouns are there? Houses is anyways a noun. Building is a noun or a verb. Building. One word can be used in different parts of speech. Now the word building can be a noun as well as a verb. It depends on the sentence, right? I'll complete this sentence and we'll go for it, right? First here's a statement like, we are building a ship. We are building a ship. Noun or verb? Verb. It's an action done by us. We are building a ship. What we do? So that becomes a verb. It is a good building. It is a good building. Noun or verb? That is a noun. So one word can be used in different parts of speech. It can be a noun as well as a verb. Clear? Now my question is, in this sentence, the word building is a noun or a verb. Clear? Fine. We'll discuss that after a short break. Right?